Hey guys, it's Joe Carroll here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm in my mix room today on behalf of my friends with Plug-in Alliance. They asked me to kind of walk through some of my mix techniques and give you guys some tips. I'm starting with drums. Seems to be everybody's first question. And the plugin I have chosen to start with today is the brand new SSL 9000J. And the reason is I've got some kind of modern jazz drums pulled up, kind of groove-based jazz. Some of you guys weren't maybe as lucky as I or some of my our other friends out there to come up on analog discs. You know, the SSL 4000, the SSL 9000 that Dirk and the gang have modeled so faithfully. You know, I've had a lot of hours on that desk, and the joy that some people will never know or fully understand is the fact that everything you could want, or most of what you want, is right in front of you on that desk. You know, we have our preamp, you know, our mix gain, we have our EQ, we have our filters, we have our dynamics, we have expansion, we have gates, all just right there, laid out logically in front of us. So we can move pretty quick, stay in that creative zone, not really get bogged down with patching this, patching that, or the other, and we can really make, you know, great strides quickly if we'll just kind of focus on the tools that's right in front of us. Many of our favorite records were mixed in large part on SSL consoles without, you know, not a lot of other outboard gear to speak of. So let's dive in. All right, I'm gonna play you the raw sound. I've got all these channel strips up, and you'll see that they're all in a factory default position. So I'm just gonna start from the same spot you guys would, okay? Okay, it's a fantastic raw signal, but as you can hear, you know, we need to shape it up a little bit, make it a little tighter, add some top end, maybe a little snap here and there to fit the genre. So let's solo up our kick drum, and I want you to just watch how fast we can just roll completely in one plug-in, okay? All right, I think I might add just a touch of that famous SSL compression, fast release, the normal attack. I'm gonna set about 3-to-1, and I'm gonna get just a little bit of the light flickering, but you'll hear when I do that the attack of the kick drum gets just a little bit more prominent, okay? Okay, before and after. That probably wasn't even a minute, gang, and let's see what we've already got, all right? Beautiful, beautiful. Let's move on to the snare drum. All right, here we go. Okay, it's a great recording. We need a little air. We need some bottom end too. There's maybe a touch of boxiness we get out, but also one thing that's built into this, say the gain feature here and this THD, we can get some muscle, some girth, some grit out of it by increasing these items, one or the other, or both. Let's take a listen to that, okay? I mean, that's already an improvement, right? All right, so let's keep going. Okay, let's add just a bit of that famous SSL compressor knock on the attack of the drum. All right, fast release. Here we go. About 3 to 1 dB. Not trying to crush anything at all. We'll just get that light flickering about 3, and you will notice an obvious difference in the attack of the snare drum. Okay. All right, let's do a quick before and after. Pretty significant, okay? One of the first things I like to work on in a drum set is the overheads. Overheads, you know, they're just so vital to the sound of the kit. They're a complete picture of everything that we're hearing. All right, so let's give them a listen. Okay, great. That's a great starting spot. One thing that I want to point out before I start working on sounds, if you've noticed, here's the drums. See that number right there, number 1. Snare drum, number 2. You see on the overheads, all of a sudden we're up here to 7 and 8. Dirk and the gang, they modeled 72 different channels of the console. One great thing about an analog console is all the little differences that add up between the channels. You may not hear it whatsoever if you just, you know, multed a signal and you sent the kick drum to, and you listened. But as these subtle differences add up across 24, 36, 72 channels, the difference in the stereo image and it's very real. So in your template, take time to set up, you know, consecutive, let the numbers go, or, you know, hit the random channel feature here. But it's very much worth your time, I promise you. All right, so let's dive in. Okay, a little bit of that SSL compressor is really going to go a long way here, but we're going to use it differently. I'm going to use fast release, but I'm also going to engage the fast attack circuit here because I really want to level off the peaks on the backbeat of the snare drum. Okay, probably about a 4 to 1 ratio for this guy. You hear how contained everything is? We've also got a little bit of grit here from the THD and the gain. Let's listen to it raw before and after. Okay, yes, it got louder too, but don't listen to that. Don't judge that. Just listen to the sonic differences because it's pretty significant. All right, so let's see just the kick drum, just the inside kick drum mic, just the snare top, just the overheads. Let's see how much of a difference we made. Everything else is completely raw. Here's the raw sound, and I will bypass all the plugins in one big swoop here. Massive difference. We've not touched the room mics. We haven't touched the hi-hat, the snare bottom, the tom-tom, nothing. And listen to, you know, how much improvement we've already made in just a couple minutes time. And half of those minutes was me blah, 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 blah. All right, so one more little thing I want to show you. So all these drums are bussed together. We've not used any parallel compression or anything, but we are hitting this one drum bus, right? Some of you may have read my blog a couple weeks back about the Shadow Hills mastering compressor, this beauty of a guy right here. And I've got my little preset here that you can download as well. I've got that it's kind of calibrated to the right levels, and I'm gonna let a couple bars roll. Then I'm gonna engage the compressor. You hear that? Listen to the attack of the snare drum and the kick drum, and listen to the sustain of everything, okay? That's only moving the meters 1 dB, and listen to the difference. As well as I've got the steel transformer here for some nice bottom end. All right, so in summary here, I really want everybody to understand the magic in a channel strip. And you guys in the mega bundle owners, you have so many of the great ones right at your fingertips. Neves, Focusrite, SSLs, and the differences between them. And I choose a console based on the project, based on the song, because they all have different personalities. And we'll cover that in maybe some future episodes. But I really want you guys to fall in love with channel strips the way that I did early on, and figure out just, for yourself how they can improve your workflow. Okay, guys? Thanks for watching.